Hans, I'm Miss Tiger Days and welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to sort of discuss why season 12 has been such a good season and why standard has been so high, because the final is coming up and all of the contestants have been so strong. Like each week I couldn't put my money on who was going home. Like, it was that intense. Like, sometimes you watch Drag Race and there's just this one girl that's maybe just needs a little bit more time to sort of like grow, and so you sort of know that they're not going to make it all the way and they're going to go out. But I generally didn't know who was going to go out every single week. It was so just a really good season to watch. And in the first challenge, I was really excited, obviously, because it was the first challenge where all of the queens were together. So it wasn't the first challenge, but it was the third episode where all of the queens were together. And they had to do an improv challenge for the program The World's Worst for people with zero talent. And I did think that Dahlia was the worst of them of the week, but to be honest, it was a hard challenge, and Dahlia, like, she didn't actually do really terribly, and her runway looks are so good. Like, on her Instagram, she posts some of her runway looks she was going to do for that runway if she was still in the competition, and loads of them are absolutely amazing. And so I think if she'd have stayed in longer, we'd have been gagging on her runway looks every single week, and it was just amazing. And also, like, the next challenge, which was the ball, that was like really high standard, and I didn't mind any of their dresses. Like, I didn't at all, and I didn't know who was going to be in the bottom. I sort of knew who the bottom three were going to be just because of the judges' critiques, but I didn't know who Rue was going to put in the bottom and who was going to go out. And there are lots of queens from New York this season, and obviously New York is like big on drag, like lots of big cities like LA, New York, they're quite big on drag, and lots of the queens either live in LA or New York. And so I feel like if you're a queen from New York, you're going to be known and you're going to have that high expectation to do really well in the competition. And going into the competition, you probably have like a massive fan base because loads of people have seen you in New York, and not like a massive fan base, but like loads of people know you in New York. Loads of people be so excited to see you on the show, and sometimes that can like affect how you do in the competition. But Britta, Jan came from New York, Nikki, and they did really well in the acting challenges. They were great. And like in Grey's Anatomy, like even though Nikki was in the bottom, I thought she was really good as that baby. And also she's from New York as well, and so obviously like the big city queens, they have like the most sort of biggest fan base, obviously, because they're in the biggest city. They're like in a really big city where like drag is quite big, and so they're gonna have a really like expectation to do well, and they lived up to that this season. Sometimes if you have all that pressure, you sometimes don't always live up to it, but they did really well. I thought they were all so good in Grey's Anatomy. It could have actually gone on TV. Like, I didn't know who Rue was gonna send home. I didn't even know who was gonna win the challenge because they were all so good. Like, I was glad I wasn't RuPaul on that episode, because the standard this season has been super high. And like, there's nothing these queens can't do. like in some seasons there's like a couple of girls that are just like that aren't really that don't bring it as much as the others, and that's fine because they're still so fierce. I couldn't go up on that show and do that, but hopefully in about 8 years I will be able to, if the show is still going, which is probably unlikely. But anyway, let's get back on track. Like I did, like, but I couldn't tell like which queens were going to get out first because they walked in the workroom. Their looks were amazing when they did acting. Acting was amazing. It was just like the standard was so high. It was probably higher than any other season. And this season, I feel like some of the girls were much more known than on past seasons. So, like Britta and Jan, and even Widow, in where she performs and where she lives, she is very well known. And so I think they went in there like, I know, like I can perform well, and I'm just going to show the judges that I am the next drag superstar because I am fierce. And like this cast was so strong, and I don't really think this makes it any like stronger, but the storylines were great as well. Like there are loads of emotional storylines, like Widow, her mum dying, and just her having like some trouble through life. That was really moving, and it was just so lovely to see Widow be Widow and like kill the first lip sync she was in the first challenge. That was the first episode. That was really, really good. And Jackie being the first Persian drag queen. It wasn't just the standard that made this season really good, although the standard was so amazing. It was also the storylines and how like the queens sort of supported each other. And usually there is lots of drama in like some other seasons, like season 5, season 3. But in this season, everyone generally, I don't even know how to say it, but they loved each other. And although there was some shade, like they were all they were all like best friends, and it was just so lovely to see them all just support each other and just be like friends. It was so lovely to see a season that was like so close. And I also think because the casting on the season, it definitely showed like a variety of like different drag styles, and so it was really fun to watch all of them sort of come to life. Like Crystal's like quirky and like really fun, and then Jackie, and I love how she always shows her culture, and Widow being such a fierce performer. Honey, that first lip sync to Starship, her and Gigi, that's probably one of the best lip syncs because they both turned it out, honey. It was just so fun to like watch, and all of the queens there, and obviously they all had different sets of drag styles. And Rockham, although she wasn't in it long, she like expressed her culture, like anime culture, and I actually watched one of her digital drag fest shows, and it was amazing. All of her anime songs that she did, it was amazing, like just so amazing. And another like runway I loved was Widow Vondu's Stars and Stripes, because it was showing like her like showing another like culture and her interpreting it in like a different way. That was a really special runway. And also Jackie's Stars and Stripes runway as well. That was amazing with her hijab. I don't know if I said that right. And her like dress. That was a really nice runway, and it was special. It had meaning, and everything was at such a high standard. And now I just wanted to talk about the final just for like a couple of minutes, because all of the queens are so strong in the final, and it was just so amazing to see how they've all grown, especially Crystal, just because Crystal started off like not really shining particularly any of the challenges, like sort of just like being safe. And then it was the Droop episode where she didn't win the challenge, but she came like second in the challenge, and from there it just gave her confidence. And also Rue gave her confidence, encouraging her, and I think Elder Barge probably gave her confidence too. But I love Crystal, but as you all know, I'm still hashtag Team Jada, because she is like amazing. Like she made every single runway apart from one, which was her tool runway, but she made every single other runway. And she did win the first. She did win the You Don't Know Me challenge and the I don't know, but she won like a challenge, and even though she won that challenge, I still feel like she has really like gone to the top and like pushed the competition even more. And so that's why I am still hashtag Team Jada. Go Jada! And Gigi was at the top of her game this whole competition. She has won 4 challenges, which is quite an achievement. I think Sharon Needles might have won 4 challenges, but I can't really remember because it has been a while since I've watched season 4. And sorry, I keep looking over there. It's just when I look over there when I don't know the answer to my own questions. But Gigi, she has the best track record out of all 3 of them. And she is looking like, if it was down to track record, Gigi would be the one to probably win, but I don't know, because they are all so strong competitors, and this is probably one of the like strongest finals ever. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!